and welcome back to my channel. Where do I start? Obviously you've read the title of the video, so I guess you're going to know what this is about, but just before we get into that, I said to myself at the beginning of this year that this year was going to be more about, basically I wanted to try and open up a little bit more to everyone, to you guys, to family, to friends, because I find it quite difficult to speak about things that mean a lot to me. Talk about fitness, talk about food and nutrition, and I could, ramble your ear off, but anything that means a lot to me, I do find it very difficult, and I find it hard to put things into words. So this is the first video, hopefully of many, that will just let you see a little bit more about me and hopefully help me to be able to get things out and, like I said, put things into words and stuff. I've wrote everything down, again, good old pen and paper, just to try and help me make sure that I know I'm going to hit the points that I actually want to speak about, and that's going to be helpful. A lot's happened, a lot of thoughts have been going through my head, and it was quite a while ago now that I actually decided that I wanted to go through with having a breast augmentation. I know there's going to be a lot of people that don't agree with that. That's fine, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Asked me a few years ago and I would have completely agreed and said, don't see the point in it. My thought process has changed. It's not something that I've done on a whim. It's not something that I've only been thinking about for a few months. We're talking 3, 4, possibly 5 years now that I've seriously been thinking about having an operation. In that time, which is why I want to make this video, because I think, again, it's important to be able to relate to someone who's having all these positive and negative thoughts towards the procedure. So this is so hard to try and get my words out. Okay. I'll go back to the beginning. So the first reason I ever really wanted one is because I wasn't happy with my body. I wasn't happy with the way that I looked. I couldn't find clothes to fit me. Going on holiday was a nightmare. I used to always try and find bikinis that were like ruffly on top to try and balance out my shape. Naturally I've got really wide hips, which I love. There's nothing wrong with that. And obviously through fitness I've got quite large glutes as well, which again, bonus. But you can't build your upper body to even things out. So for a long time I really wasn't happy with the way that I looked and thought that having the operation would make me happy. Now luckily at that point in my life I wasn't in the situation to be able to go through with it, and I'm glad, because it's made me realise now that that wasn't the right reason to have things done. I then went through the opposite flip side of things when I started competing, and I know a lot of people, I've got dead legs, I know a lot of people will be thinking, you're having it done because you compete, because you want to, I don't know, fit in, if that's a thing. Now obviously in competing in the competitive world, 95% of people have had a breast augmentation, and again that's fine, you don't know people's reasons behind it. For me, I went through the thought process of thinking that I needed to have it done to be able to place, to get anywhere, to even be seen, and I proved myself wrong, which is amazing. Again, at that point in my life I wasn't in a position to be able to have it done, which I am pleased with, because that's the wrong thought process. So I've been through the negatives, I think, of feeling pressured, of not being happy with my body, feeling like it's the only option, but luckily not being able to go through with it then, because I think if I had done I wouldn't be happy now. And now is the right time in my life. I think if you're thinking about having it done, you need to think whether it's the right time in your life to have it done. Now I absolutely love my body, I love my shape, I'm confident on stage, I'm confident in the gym, in just general day-to-day life, so I know that that's not an issue. I also, how do I put it? I think the only reason, again, I can't get my words out, one of the main reasons that I want it done is purely just to even my shape out. So to create curves where curves would naturally be. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I'm happy, and I understand that some people may not agree with me, but I hope that this video is going to help get my words across and potentially inform or help with a bit of information for anyone who might be going through that same thought process. So what I'm going to do is, now I've rambled a little bit, I'm going to go through what's happened so far pre-op. My operation is tomorrow, which will be as you're watching it today. Ta-da! So my operation is Tuesday, the 17th of January. But as I was saying, I really think that you need to be in a point in your life where you're happy with yourself. That is the main reason. Do not have it done because you are unhappy in yourself. You need to love yourself for who you are. So that's really important, and make sure that you've got the correct support systems around you, because again, mentally it is a massive thing, and in my head I've been backwards and forwards, and luckily I've had Paul here by my side who loves me the way I am, but is also supportive for my thought processes and how I feel and what I want to do and why. So that's one of the major things. When I first started looking into things, I did lots of research, I've spoken to lots of people, friends and complete strangers. I messaged quite a few people on Instagram, if I'm being honest now. Call me weird, whatever, but I wanted to get other people's opinions that I didn't feel may tell me what I wanted to know, what they thought I wanted to know. If you've got any questions, message me, I'll answer them. But I messaged lots of people, did lots of research on the internet, on different companies, and who could offer what, and the surgeons, and just background and feedback, basically, as much as I could. I booked my consultation with Harley Medical, based in Leeds. I know they've got places in London and Manchester or whatever. So I booked my consultation in Leeds. Now, when I went for the first time, I had no idea what to expect, but I had a meeting with the clinic manager called Katie. Absolutely amazing woman. She basically put my mind to rest. She answered all my questions. I actually went with a list of questions. They recommended this. Wrote down all the questions that I wanted to ask, because it's like when you get in there and you're in front of someone, your mind just goes blank. So she answered all my questions. She did a full medical history, which was in depth. If you think it's surgery, and I still haven't realised in my head just how major surgery it is yet. Ask me tomorrow morning, then I will. Someone's at the door. Hold that thought. And I'm back. So, I don't even know where I was. Oh yeah, medical history. She did a full medical history. This is really zoomed out, hang on. So we did a full medical history, and she basically did, it was almost like an interview. And the reasoning behind it was to make sure that I was emotionally stable, I guess. Emotionally and mentally stable. And when I asked why, they said obviously a lot of people can be quite depressed about how they look. So again, that's, for me, it was very reassuring that they were professional. Katie then went through the different implant types, different sizes, you can feel them. The only way I can describe it is like stress ball. I was sat playing with the implants in my hands, like it's like a stress ball, very, very strange. Two different types, there was silicone and gel. And I've gone for the silicone one, so she showed me one. They're the safest ones. With Harley Medical is Mentor implants as well, which again was another major tick point because they are the same implants that the NHS uses for people who have had mastectomies or who are recovering from cancer or have had, you know, accidents, car crashes, that kind of thing. So it's the same implants that the NHS uses, so you know that they're good quality. She showed me one that had been cut in half as well. And the gel inside it, the silicone, doesn't leak, so it just like it bulges but it doesn't leak, so you know if they were to rupture it wouldn't actually leak inside you, so that's a bonus. The second time I went, I actually met with a surgeon, and I chose my surgeon on recommendation from the nurses and the manager at the clinic, and also through reading the different profiles that were available that you could pick up in the waiting room. They have 4 or 5 different surgeons. Mine has over 25, 30 years experience, something like that. And he's just fantastic. So, met with the surgeon, he explained the entire procedure, he went back through different implant types and made sure that I understood what we were talking about. And then he very nicely took my measurements, and they actually measure like your rib cage, because everyone's different sizes, and then they compare your measurements onto this chart, and it will tell you basically what size implant you can go up to and what size implant would fit in your breast pocket. There's 2 different types you can go, well there's 3, but they offer 2 different types, where I'm having mine is over the muscle or under the muscle, so submuscular, and that's the one that I'm going for. Few reasons why. I think, personally, I think it looks a little bit more natural, which is what I want. If I do continue with competing as well, when I get to a lean body fat percentage, you won't see the implants, whereas if they're over the muscle, they do have a tendency to look quite stuck on, which I don't want. Even though it's slightly longer recovery time, because obviously it's going underneath the muscle, but that's fine. And then you can actually try the different sizes on, so they give you like a cotton bra, and you can put the implants just inside the bra, and then obviously pop your clothes like over the top so you can see how they look. You recommended the sizing, and we've actually picked 2, so I could go between 300cc and 350cc to fit in and still look natural. So we've ordered, because they order in advance, we've ordered 325s and 350s. I'm going to actually wait and see tomorrow basically what can fit, because I train. If you train, you will find that your chest muscles are quite tight, and the tighter they are, the harder it is to actually fit the implant underneath. So I'm just going to wait and see, and I'm going to trust the surgeon tomorrow to make that decision, because he is the professional. And that is that. So that was the second time. The third time I went, I saw the nurse, was just after Christmas, and I went and had some MRSA swabs, which was quite funny because you have to do like a cotton swab if you've ever done it before, up my nose. This may be TMI, but it's quite funny. And if you want to know what's going to happen, then here you go. You had to go swab up your nose, you had to swab under your armpit, and then you had to swab like the very top of your leg, your groin as well. So there you go, MRSA swabs. Now, as well as obviously all the appointments that I had with the surgeon and the nurses, you have to prep for the operation as well yourself. So I haven't trained upper body for about 2 weeks, and I mean no chest, no shoulders, no back, no upper body at all. Just hopefully to try and make the recovery a little bit more comfortable for me, so that my muscles are relaxed. So no upper body training for 2 weeks. You have to wash with antibacterial soap and wash your hair at least 10 days in advance. And the one that I got is called Hibby Scrub. You can get it from Boots. Smells like antibac hand stuff, you know, the alcohol stuff that you get in the hospital. And I know it's literally what they use to wash their hands as well. So just basically to get rid of any germs and to prevent infection afterwards. Tomorrow I'm not allowed any nail varnish or nail extensions on. You have to leave jewellery, you know, at home or whatever. I've been told to go in comfortable clothing and something that will fasten at the top or with buttons, because obviously your chest muscles will be very, very sore. I've been told not to expect to be able to do this or this or this. So I kind of feel like I'm going to be walking around like the Impulse advert, so something that zips up the front is what I'm going to wear. I cannot eat or drink 6 hours before my operation, so my operation is at 11:30, so I'll get up at like 5, have breakfast, my last drink, and then that is it until afterwards. I've also bought a post-op bra. Now mine is from a place that was recommended. It's called, I think it's called MACOM, and they specialise in surgical bras, and it is ugly. But you know, it's one of those things, I've got to wear it 24/7. They said at least 6 weeks, so obviously don't just wear the same one, buy a few. And again, that fastens up the front, and that's just to provide support and aid recovery as well. Also 2 weeks prior to the operation, you're not allowed any supplements whatsoever. No alcohol, because they can thin your blood, and depending on whether you can, like your tolerance to antibiotics and painkillers, depends on what you can take. So personally, I can't take anything with codeine in, so I haven't been able to have paracetamol or ibuprofen for 2 weeks, just in case that's all they can give me, which is a bit of a pain in the ass when I've been quite poorly last week, as you know. But you live and learn and get on with it. So yeah, I think that is everything pre-op that I can think of. So at the end of it all, it's been a long process. I am super, super excited. Like I said, I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me, but I hope that doesn't change your thoughts on me, your perception of me, because I am still the same person. My thought processes haven't changed, and I bet you didn't guess that I was going to say this, did you? So, you know, it's just one of those things. So I am still me. I will continue to still do what I do. I will still train. I will still train my clients. I will still compete at some point, but obviously look after my health. So I hope this video has helped open your eyes a little bit. If you're interested in having it, you know, having the procedure, or if you're just looking for a little bit more information in general. I know when I was looking for information before, there's not that much out there, because I think quite a lot of people almost not feel ashamed, but they don't feel like they can be open about something like this. So it has been difficult, but I hope that it's been useful. So yeah, what I'm going to do is over the next few days I will document the entire thing, so you can see how long my procedure and recovery and how I'm feeling and all that is going. So if you did enjoy this video, please be kind. Any, you know, hurtful comments do hurt. I do read them. I am just a normal person, so please be kind. If you've not got anything nice to say, please don't say it. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. So if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to keep up to date. I will still be posting workout videos because I've already filmed them in advance for you guys, so you